Welcome to The Long Way Round. Sorry for the slight delay in getting to the show, but you heard the extended version of our theme song here on WKNY Radio Kingston, FM 1079, AM 1490. Welcome to the show. I know it's a little chilly out there, but we're going to bring you some warmth and love here tonight on Radio Kingston. I'm just going to read the bio for my guest. I'm extremely excited to have Benny Igwebe here with me. Benny Igwebe was born in Nigeria, and he grew up in Switzerland and studied at the London School of Economics. Afterwards, he worked at the African Union as an economist. Amongst the highlights of Benny's career was meeting Nelson Mandela. Wow. Benny worked on the promotion of intra-African trade, which laid the foundation for the establishment of the Africa Free Trade Area. One of Benny's childhood dreams was to become an actor. He moved to New York City to pursue that goal and attended NYU's Tisch School of the Arts and Bank Street School. Since then, Benny has acted in many TV shows and films, including The Equalizer, Law and Order, and Bros. Benny founded a charity called Chukudi, which means God has your back in the Igbo language. Chukudi is devoted to poverty alleviation in Africa and works with the poorest of the poor, neglected and abandoned. Chiduki feeds, clothes, but most importantly gives love to those who have lost hope. Chukudi has also soup kitchens and pantries. Food is medicine, so Chukudi also tries to give food tailored to the illnesses of its clients. The long-term goal of Chukudi is capacity building to enable people to be self-sufficient, using their skills and talents to make a living. Chukudi is always looking for support to help reach more people and achieve its goals, so anyone who's listening, please think about that idea. One factor that distinguishes Chukudi from other charities is that they work directly with people. Chukudi's work can be seen on YouTube, and if you search Benny Igwebe, which is spelled Benny, that's Benny's first name, Igwebe, which is Igwebe, and you'll find more information. And without further ado, welcome to Benny Igwebe. Hi, Benny. How's it going, brother?
Hello, good to see you. To hear you.
I'm so glad to see you again. You're such a wonderful person, and I'm just grateful that you could make the time to be on our program.
Yes.
So Benny and I met, this is for the audience background, Benny and I met just last month, actually, on the set of a show that we were both working on, starring none other than Queen Latifah. The program is called The Equalizer, and we had, as is often the case on film sets, there's a lot of time to kind of, people think it's all glamorous world of filmmaking and television, but really it's a lot of waiting around. And,
yes.
And we became fast friends. I instantly gravitated towards Benny. He has he has an aura about him. He's a loving, kind person, and we spent a lot of time talking about, back and forth between things. And after that day, I thought I would love to have you on the program. So, Benny, thanks for your time. Benny, I'd like to ask you first and foremost about your trajectory coming from Nigeria. I know that you've had a really interesting background. So, if you could give us what they call the Reader's Digest version of your life story, that would be a great start.
Yes, it's really been, my life so far has really been very exciting. I have I'm so grateful. That's the first word, for the opportunities I've had to live this life, life is full of challenges and opportunities,
Mm-hmm.
but I have basically gravitated towards taking my chances and doing things, So, as you said, I was born in Nigeria and I went to school in Switzerland, École Benedict, and then from there I went to London School of Economics and graduated. I grew up, my teenage years was in London, actually, in a place called King's Road, Chelsea in London.
Oh, I know it well.
Yes. I don't forget my teenage years because that was my formative years. That's where I become my artistic part. I learned all that on the King's Road in Chelsea, in London. Yes, that's where I grew up. And then I went to London School of Economics. I got my degrees, and I went as an intern to work at the African Union, which was called the OAU. And I was privileged to meet Nelson Mandela when he came out of jail. He came on a visit to the headquarters,
Wow.
and I was assigned to take notes, how they assign young officers to take notes in meetings and all that. So I had the privilege of working with him, and then getting to know him. And it was an interesting and amazing, a man of such humility with all he's been through, That's what I learned from him. Humility, let's say, it was the aura about him, But then when he spoke with such authority and such command of what he was saying, which was interesting. And then from there, it's a long story, actually. I mean, I worked at the AU and things, I did a lot of research on intra-African trade, and I produced documentary films. But there was something about it, actually. The artistic side of me was yearning to come out. Something about me was artistic. I wasn't not very happy with 9-to-5 job. I wanted to be out there doing movies because that was my childhood dream. So I moved to New York. New York is the place everybody comes to express themselves, to discover themselves. Obviously.
When did you move there? What year did you move there? Which year did you move to New York? Do you remember?
Which year?
Yes.
I think 1990. No, year 2000. 2000, I moved to New York.
Okay.
Yeah, 2000, yes. I moved to New York in 2000, yes. And I've ever lived here for, since. I love it here. I love New York.
Do you like the cold?
Oh, well, that's another issue. That's another issue. No, I'll give a pass on that one. I'm not into the cold weather. I love the warm weather, because I was born in Africa, and just by the equator. So it's very, very hot,
Sure.
The cold is not for me. But, I don't mind it. I don't mind because it's New York, New York City is always vibrant, hot or cold, There's always something going on here. So it's wonderful.
Well, I wanted to ask you, so you do go back and forth to Nigeria. Is Lagos your hometown? I mean, that's the capital.
No, I don't come from Lagos, but Lagos is the epicenter of everything in Nigeria. It's the commercial center, so everybody goes to Lagos. It's like everybody wants to come to New York from the other parts of the states. From New York is the place to visit. So Lagos is the place. So we're all congregating in Lagos. But you know what? I go home. I just came back. I go home quite as often as I can because, like you just said, I have a charity called Chukudi, and Chukudi is hands on deck. We're basically feeding the poor, clothing the naked, and feeding. Doing the best we can because a lot of poverty. Because I'm into poverty alleviation. The thing about Nigeria and most of the third world, Africa in general, is that the rich are very, very rich. They're extremely rich. And the poor are very, very poor. That's just no middle class. So that's
in between. Yeah,
exactly. So so there's a lot of mouths to feed. But my aim is not just to give a handout to people. My aim is for them to be self-sufficient. Because everybody has got a skill to develop their skills and talents so that they can be self-sufficient and feed themselves and feed others. Obviously, be a help to the community. So this is the stage I'm in now. And the first phase is feeding, making sure that people have got food in their stomach because it's really and then water to drink because at times they don't even have water. I pick them up from the streets. Like you said, you can see my videos on YouTube. Benny Igwebe, our work, is self-explanatory. So I'm very, very devoted to Chukudi, to the charity. It's my passion. It's what I live for. So I live in New York as often as I can. I spent a month or two there doing this job, doing my charity work. Then I come back to New York for the movies, to get some job, to work here.
Sure.
Like we met exactly. So.
You're also a dancer, correct?
Yes, I am a contact. This is actually, I'm an actor, actually. I mean, I'll say I'm an actor, but I dance, dancing. So this is serendipity, actually. I mean, how would I say? there was an actor strike the whole of last year.
Yes.
There was hardly any job at all. Then. So I decided to open a dance company for myself, and then right now I'm a content creator on TikTok.
Oh boy!
Yes.
Welcome to the world of TikTok.
Yes, indeed, absolutely. So my TikTok page, it's okay. It's all happened. It was not planned. It was just serendipity. And we started from one viewer, and then now we have we started from 2 followers. Now we have about 16,000 followers.
Oh, that's very good. Very good.
Yeah. Exactly. And then we've got thousands of viewers, and I'm really grateful for that, for this uplift. It was very unexpected.
Yeah.
Unexpected miracle. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Well,
exactly, unexpectedly.
Well, one of the areas that we connected on, myself being, apart from, the work that we do, also I'm a musician, and you told me a lot about some of the great new music coming out of, mostly out of Nigeria. So you've put together a wonderful playlist of some of your favorite artists. So I'd like to, we're going to take a little break in about, a few minutes just for some what they call public service announcements. But before we do that, I would like to play the first track on your list. And this is from an artist named Burna Boy, and the track is called
Yes.
So could you just tell me a little bit about what you know about Burna Boy and also about the style of music?
Okay, lovely. So Afrobeat is now the vogue. It's now what's happening in the world. Afrobeat has taken over the world of pop music. Burna Boy actually sang at the Grammys recently.
Oh, yes.
Right. Yes, he's just sang at the Grammy recently, the Grammy Award, Awesome. So Afrobeat, is basically from Nigeria. It grew up from Juju music. Juju music is Yoruba. Yoruba is a tribe, a very big tribe in Nigeria, Mm-hmm. So Afrobeat grew up. That's the roots of Afrobeat, from Juju music. And we had a famous musician called Fela Kuti. Fela Kuti was
one of our heroes.
International well known all over the world. So it was him actually that gave ginger to Afrobeat, But now it's really taken off. Burna Boy, Davido, with this really busting with talents, because it's out of our culture, mm-hmm. out of Nigerian roots, So this is our music, and we're very, very, we've taken over the world. Yes,
Afrobeats
obviously this music
taking over the world.
Yes,
all right.
Basically,
so
everybody's collaborating to play Afrobeat. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll spin this first track. It's called "Ye" by Burna Boy. So
yes,
and we'll what we'll do is I'll back sell that track just to let the listeners know if they're listening, and then we're like, "Oh, what's that?" And then we'll go straight to some public service announcements, and then we'll be back. So that gives you a few minutes to grab a cup of tea or whatever you need to do. So, okay, we'll be right back with Benny Igwebe right after Burna Boy.
This one I do with the jabata. Me, I no get time, I did da. Dada cover my face, calling me la ba da. Biggie man, we know they wear a ba da. Tell me, my nigga, what's it gon' G-Wagon, all the Bentley, the girl them, ride the whip, I no feet, die for nothing, my nigga. What's it gon' be? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, the girl them, ride the whip, I no feet, die for nothing. Make you no say anything when you do, them must commend it. I can't come and keep myself. So anything when you do, they do, I they try to they do on my way. Plenty, plenty, plenty so far we face. Just to make sure money day. But my people then go say I know one buy, I know one die, I know one payment. I want enjoy, I want job life, I want buy motor, I want build house, I still want to know. Tell me, my nigga, what's it come? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, the girl them, ride the whip, I know feet, die for nothing. My nigga, what's it gonna be? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, the girl them, riding with me, I know feet. Different things them happening, schemes and packaging. In a one night for shows, I'm juggling. Flow like the ocean, my boat, I'm paddling. Sharashina Bella, that's my bro, my family. Frozen dreams. When it comes to money, I they concentrate. Make I tell you straight, you are not my mate. If you become a shall be head of state. But my people then go say, I know one buy, I know one die, I know one payment. I want enjoy, I want job life, I want buy motor, I want build house, I still want to know. Tell me, my nigga, what's it gonna be? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, the girl them, ride the whip, I know feet, die for nothing. My nigga, what's it gonna be? G-Wagon, all the Bentley, the girl them, ride the whip, I know feet, die for nothing. Oh no, I now.
As Burna Boy with Ye. That's a great track, Benny. I love it. I love it. I totally love it. It's so wonderful. It's so wonderful.
I hope that your viewers love it.
I know they're going to like it.
Yes, I hope so. I hope they do actually. You have a lovely list there, coming up. Nigerian artists are really great.
Oh, yeah.
Very
well, I'd like to ask you a few more questions. I do want to fit in some more music, of course, but I wanted to ask you when we were talking, when we last met, you were
Yes.
discussing a lot of really interesting things that I was pretty unaware of, like sort of what you term Africa Rising, this new energy that's coming from the continent, and how that's changing, and also like finally seeing countries like pardon my somewhat geographical ignorance, Mali maybe, for example,
Yes.
throwing out France and so forth, and finally embracing a new 21st century
ideology.
Yes, that's the word.
Hello?
Yeah, can hear
Yes.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Malcolm, there's a whole generational change going on in Africa, a whole new generation change. The people that have governed, or the leadership in Africa has been so far neo-colonial. They really got independence for Africa, but not totally independent. The younger generation of Africa expect more. That's where the changes are. Expect more accountability from their leadership. As you know, Africa has got the storehouse of all the strategic minerals in the world, yet we are very poor, impoverished.
Mm-hmm.
We've got everything in Africa: fruits, vegetables, fauna, minerals, gold. There's no African country that is poor. Yet we are very, very poor, impoverished by the kind of leadership we have. Now, my generation of Africans, we expect and we demand changes in the lifestyle, because the younger generation of Africans have traveled and educated, and they're aware of what life is in other parts of the world. And so what has happened, recently in the news, 3 countries in Africa, Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso literally asked the French to leave their countries, to leave, because they have nothing. They have had no development since they got independence. For instance, uranium. Burkina Faso, Niger produces uranium, yet they don't have electricity in Niger. They do not have electricity in Niger.
Wow.
Burkina Faso produces gold. Yes, Burkina Faso has no gold reserves. They have to leave 3/4 of their whole foreign exchange reserves with the Bank of France. And for them to get their money back, they have to pay an interest in the money. And there's been no development in those countries.
What a racket.
And the younger generation are asking questions. What is going on? How come we have all these things yet we're impoverished? It's really it's that. So they're demanding changes because they are connected to the world. They know what is going on. They're educated, not like the older generation. They have no idea. Mm-hmm. My ancestors, no, they did not really know they had no clue of what was going on. So there's a whole new change, a new generation of change. And another thing as well is that Africa has got the youngest population on Earth. We have the very youngest population on Earth.
Wow.
50% of Nigerians are under 35.
Wow.
So you can imagine the drastic changes, and most of our leaders are in their 70s.
Sounds like
it's the Gulf, exactly.
Yeah, there's
in their 70s. Yes, and the population they are governing or ruling are in their 30s. So there's bound to be changes. It's coming. There are bound to be changes. So, and not only that as well. They are more educated and more creative. So it's obviously. And, we really have to take hold of our resources so that we can be able to feed ourselves. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to do that. We need to, so it's a whole generational change. It's a change in generational change, and it's coming gradually, and it's going to it's sweeping Africa right now.
And what are some of the factors, for example, that are aiding? You told me some fascinating things about Nigeria itself and some of the incredible things that are going on. You mentioned something about a high-speed rail line, or
yes,
like the fastest in the world, or something like that.
Yeah. The funny thing, the ironic thing about Africa is that they are taking advantage of the latest developments because they are the last to develop. It's very ironic.
That's I love that point. That's a great point.
Yes.
Say it again.
They are the last continent to develop. Every other place has had its day of development, but mm-hmm. Africa is still on the stages, still developing. So they are taking advantage of the latest development. You'll be very surprised that the railroad system in Lagos is much more modern than New York.
Yeah, I can believe
it's
it.
A very short rail. It's actually the 12-mile railroad, but it's so modern. It's more modern. The banking system is more modern. It's a click here, and there. So they are taking advantage. They are the last continent to develop. But the ironic thing is that they are taking advantage of the latest development. They do not have to actually remodernize or equip themselves like most of the older democracies or older industrialized countries have to do. They have to actually build new system of railroad, build new factories to accommodate the Green Revolution, do other, so that the e-cars, that are coming down, we have the lithium in Africa, the cobalt, all the minerals. So all they have to do is to take hold of our resources and manufacture those things in Africa. Understand? Mm-hmm. Exactly. So it's the irony of what is going on for us. It's in a places like, we are the last continent to develop. We're the last continent to be developing. There's no other place like Africa. Africa is hardly explored or exploited. It has not been explored. Half of Africa has not been exploited. You actually will find that in the hinterland, most of the developments in Africa has been on the coastal states,
Right.
But the hinterlands have really not been touched. There are countries like Burundi. You don't hear of them. They are there. There are countries like Chad. There are countries like Burundi, Chad. You don't hear so much of them, and they are all mineral rich. They still have to be explored and exploited. They are not really being exposed to the world. So there's an advantage in being the last to develop, and having the best technology available. So that's what's going on there right now.
Well, before I ask you a question, which is probably like what they call the elephant in the room question.
Yes.
Before I ask that question, I thought we would play another track. I was going to play a track called "Flavor" by Big Baller.
Oh, that's really.
Are we allowed to play that on the radio?
Yeah, please do. Yes, that's actually that's what is trending right now on Instagram. And in Nigeria, it's Nigerian swagger. That music is lovely. I love it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is a Big Baller with a track called "Flavor," and the visual on Spotify is interesting. It's him playing golf.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, golfing in Africa. Cool.
If you know, you know. But if you don't know, you know. Now you know. Now you know. If you know, you know. The big ballers in town. Now you know. Now you know. Forget what they're on them, yes. Agbabola. How much is money? It's nothing. Ballin'. Premium or nothing. When them or nothing. Now you know. Now you know. Now you know. Now you know. Forget what they're on them, yes. Undisputed, unopposed, luxury or nothing. Money is talking, blessings on blessings. Forget what they're on them, yes. Agbabola, how much is money? It's nothing. Ballin', premium or nothing. Now you know. Now you know. Now you know. Now you know.
Big Baller, Flavor. Now you know, right?
Yes.
I was, on Spotify. I hate to admit it, but it's true. I'm using Spotify, but you get the lyrics down at the bottom. So I was reading.
Yes.
They're great. I mean, half of them are in Nigerian. Or what language is that?
It's Igbo.
Igbo language.
Yes, Igbo language. That's my language. That's my ethnicity. But I have right now. I know, tribalism is very, very redundant. I'm campaigning for one Nigeria as one country. We ask, where are you from? Because that's what has really ruined most of the time. Could have ruined us. I'm Igbo, I'm Hausa, I'm Yoruba, and all that. But right now, it's one Nigeria. We come. Where are you from? I'm Nigeria. Obviously. So use this opportunity to emphasize that.
Well, how does the like surely the the tribal kind of ethos is very ingrained, right? Like it's been
Very much,
so much,
very much,
and
so.
is
very much,
like
so. Very much so.
You're Yoruba, correct?
Yeah, no, I'm Igbo.
Igbo. So
yeah,
is Yoruba and Igbo the most dominant tribes in Nigeria, correct?
No, there are three dominant tribes. There's the Hausas in the north, the Yoruba in the west, and the Igbos in the east.
Mm-hmm.
And and there are other tribes as well, not just those three, but those are the three dominant tribes.
I see. And do they generally get along? I mean, for the most part?
Things are changing. We have a Nigerian culture right now, the music and, entertainment is there are certain things that are bringing the country together.
Mm-hmm.
Music and entertainment and things like football, and our pidgin English. So we have a lot of things in common amongst the tribes. But like you said, tribalism is very deep-rooted. But it's an old paradigm that is being swept away. Again, generational change. Things are changing because of new generation. They've grown up to know each other. They've grown up to live with each other, amongst each other. They've grown up to intermarry. The Igbos and the Yorubas and the Hausas are intermarrying all the time. Things are changing. It's a change that is sweeping Africa. One of the things that is changed that is being renewed in Africa right now is the old paradigm of tribalism. It's a mental change, and it's coming. It's gonna come with the new generation. Yes, it's on its way.
And in the past, has tribalism been more of an obstacle than anything
Oh,
else?
very much so. Oh, it is still. It is not more of an obstacle. It is still an obstacle because what you have is that competence of tribalism, of a rights competence. Okay, and it's all nepotic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and we had a war in 1967, the Biafran War.
Yes,
I don't know if you can recall. The war.
I don't know if you remember, but I'd mentioned that one of my uncles was actually a teacher in Nigeria during that time.
Exactly. So we had a civil war. Nigeria, broke up. The Igbos, my tribe, we left Nigeria and formed Biafra because of ethnic grievances, that has been boiling over, So, So, oh yes, it's still very, very much so an obstacle to development, tribalism. Because, like I said, competence takes a second place,
Mm-hmm.
Takes a second place to tribalism.
Competence, yeah.
Yes, competence, and authenticity and integrity, everything, that is characteristics of leadership.
I see.
Takes a back seat to tribalism. He's from my tribe. I'll vote for him. He's from my tribe. Blah blah blah. I'll give him an employment. Is who you know, not what you know.
I see.
And the consequences of this, and it leads to corruption. And all this has been a hindrance to African development and growth. Internal hindrance, internal obstacles, internal obstructions to the growth of our continent, the growth of Africa. That's one of the reasons people are still very impoverished. Because, like I said, tribalism overrides competence, but it's on its way out. It's really almost going out of style because of the one word in Africa is generational change. It's coming.
I see.
The younger generation are much more aware, are much more knowledgeable, and they know that it's an obstacle to their growth and hindrance.
Oh, God, I can only imagine if I was 22 years old, I wouldn't want to be stuck in some bag just because I was a Yoruba or a Igbo.
Yes.
I mean, unfortunately, what we're seeing, I mean, I'm just interjecting my own opinion here, but, we're seeing in the world in general a kind of tribalistic mentality now where, I mean, even in the United States, you have you're either, this or that, you're Democrat or
Yeah.
Republican, and it's like anything that's Republican's bad and anything that's Democrat's good, and vice versa. And it's almost like we're devolving in a sad way into this factional kind of thing. So now, what would be things that would be breaking down those barriers apart from modernization and people's more awareness? I mean, are there other aspects internally?
Intermarriage, people are marrying intermarriage, travel intermarriage, people are marrying each other, and people are traveling more. There's more traveling, to know because travel will make you know each other better, not when you're isolated,
Sure.
Travel, marriage, social intercourse, and the social media, of course, there's another thing, that has really changed the world a lot is social media. People are more aware. I learned a lot. You can't believe it. I learned a lot of my culture from TikTok.
You're kidding me.
Yes.
Wow. And they're trying to get rid of TikTok.
Things I never knew before that existed, I learned them online on the social media. If it's not Instagram, it's on TikTok. There's so much information. One is so blessed to be living in this age. So much information, so much knowledge. That social media is really is an arm. It's got its disadvantages, but for me, it overrides the knowledge that one acquires. It's very, very. It makes you more knowledgeable. I didn't know. I learned a lot of myself from TikTok than I learned in the university, than I learned at the LSC, or my parents taught me at home. Yes. So social media is a factor for growth. Positive factor for growth, for developing the mind.
Yes.
Well,
I love your optimism and enthusiasm because you hear so much in the media about, social media is destroying kids' brains and all the rest of it. But your angle, the way you're looking at it is so different than a lot of stuff that we hear.
This is the whole thing. People complain, but it depends on usage. What are you using it for? What are you going? I use it for information gathering. I'm very, very interested in knowledge, to be knowledgeable, for research purposes. So there's a lot of one of the horrible things that it could be very addictive.
Well, yeah, there is that.
Yes,
of course.
Yes.
So for example, like in a small village, say more in the interior of the country, are young kids, getting into that, and it's like clashing with the elders. I can only imagine the impact that it's having.
The whole thing is that the young people are so wired up. And they're very good, at it, you'll be very surprised. They are so wired up, online, they have a lot of information, good or bad, the thing is that good or bad, that's where the world is at right now. I will have to take it for what it is, good or bad, it's not always very good,
Well, as they say where I come, warts and all.
Exactly.
But in your mind, it's on balance, it's a positive thing for you, social media.
Yeah, for me, what is important for me is the information age. Whatever I'm looking for, I can go online and find it, Now this AI will actually tell you more than, we used to go to Google, but, artificial intelligence has even gone further. And that for me is most impressive, knowledge. There's nothing like knowledge. Knowledge is power.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking
that's nothing I want to learn or find out that I cannot find online.
Well, speaking. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. Finish.
Yes, that's nothing. So for me, that's a very positive development.
Well, what I was going to ask you about, speaking of knowledge, one of the other things that I recall us discussing was the educational system in Nigeria, which is a leftover from. Nigeria was a colony of Britain for a long time. This is correct, right? But the one positive aspect of the remnant of the colony is that the British left behind a pretty good educational system. Is this correct? Or?
Yes, I must admit, Nigeria has got a world-class education.
Well, you've done well. Yeah.
We are brought up. It's, it's something that harmony you as a kid. We are brought up to be educated, very, very well educated. Your parents, I mean, it's incredible. It's just one factor. Education. Get it however you can get it.
Especially for women in countries.
Now, actually, women are coming in right now. Yes. It's a gradual thing. Women were not educated before. Women were like housewives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, especially in the traditional old cultures, like the Muslims in the north were not educated, their women. But now, things have changed. I mean, everybody's getting education. Yes, it's very important.
Well, it's
because
positive,
when you educated one woman, you've educated the whole village. It's very important.
Right. No, I mean, one of the secrets to India's rapid, amazing development is that women have become more educated. So, women generally run the household. And,
absolutely.
So they're saying to their husbands, well, we can afford, with your income each week, we can afford this much rice. So we need to save money for this. So don't go drinking all your savings down with the boys at the bar, So,
absolutely.
I mean, that's
a
silly analogy, but
very, very important, women are so important in Africa, They have no clue, no idea how much role women play in families in Africa. Like all over the world, but in Africa, it's very, very. It's actually more fundamental. It's they are not only do they run the household, but they're breadwinners as well. They are out there in the marketplace, they're in the farms. They are very, very. It's amazing. Yeah. Education of women is very important. So.
Would you say that it's a more patriarchal or matriarchal society in general?
It depends on which society. There's no one size fits all. Africa has got many tribes, and it depends on which one.
Uh-huh.
There are certain tribes that are very matriarchal, and certain tribes that are patriarchal. Patriarchal society.
Patriarchal, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So it depends on which one. You cannot generalize,
Okay.
But generally, women have a very, women actually have certain societies in Africa. Women have got their own wives and their own families. They are not LGBTQ. It's nothing to do with it, but it's tradition. They have their own. Women have wives. They marry. In certain cultures, it's traditional. That. Yeah, wow. They marry other women as their wives because they have enough wealth, they have enough money.
And is it a platonic relationship or
No. I mean, they are like the husbands.
Okay.
The younger girl is the wife, and so in these societies, what happens is that the wife, the woman that marries another woman might not have been able to have a child for the husband. Okay, so she marries a girl or a woman, another woman, to have children.
Mm-hmm.
But the children are hers. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
The children are hers. That woman is her wife. In traditional customs and everything, she's responsible to the woman, not the husband.
Wow.
Okay. Yes.
It's very wow. And everybody's happy, and it all works out.
Yes, everybody's happy. I mean, it happens in my tribe, Igbos, in most African tribes. I can actually say that that women get married to other women, and they act as the husbands. The children of the woman does not belong to the man. It belongs to everything about the married woman is pertaining to the woman that married her.
So what do the men have to do? Just procreate and get lost like spiders with their mates?
Well, that's another issue, But that's the way it is, exactly. The men play their role. I mean, obviously, but this is to tell you that just the question you asked me, going back, is it a matriarchal society or patriarchal? So there we go. So I give you an example of how authoritative and how powerful that women can be, in certain societies in Africa. Exactly. I know that in Ghana, for instance, they have a very, very matriarchal society. And even I'm an Igbo, from the south of Nigeria. Women have got wives. Women have got estates. Women have got, yes, they really control the whole communities, and things, So it depends on where you are.
Okay. Well, we're going to run out of time in about 10 minutes, and I'll let you go. But I'd like to ask you a couple of quick questions. First of all, what are some of the impressions, for example, not only of Nigeria but of Africa as a group of countries that are impressions that we in the West sort of have that might need to be altered and changed, or our attitude towards, you know what I mean? Like some of the myths, some of the assumptions.
The thing is, impressions are very, very hard to change. It takes a lot. There's a whole impression in the West that Africa is poverty-stricken.
Right.
Continent. It's the opposite. The total opposite. Africa is the storehouse of the world's strategic minerals. For instance, the Congo DRC, Democratic Republic of Congo. Is the richest nation on earth. There's no mineral resource that is not in Congo.
Right.
Cobalts for your cell phone, lithium for the e-cars, you name it in Congo. There's no African country that is poor. You open up the soil, you find gold and diamonds, and you name it. It's there on the soil. And they really have not been exploited. So the idea of Africa being poor is really ridiculous. That's the word I'm going to say. Africa is impoverished by bad leadership.
Right. Well, that's been the case for a long time. Yeah.
Yes, by bad leadership and corruption, and by exploitation. I must use the word neocolonialism.
Right. Now, speaking of neocolonialism, and this is the elephant in the room, the touchy subject, is the influence of China now.
Yes.
China is obviously investing a lot into the country, but the way you explained it to me when we spoke about that subject was a little different than perhaps.
Yes, China has done more for Africa than the Europeans that colonized us for 300 years. The French, the Portuguese, the Spaniards. When they left Africa, they left with nothing. The Portuguese actually took the surgical equipments in the hospital when they were leaving. The French gave nominal independence. In Guinea, they took the furniture that the French, they took everything. The Chinese, in a short
take the
term
wallpaper
of relationship, have built infrastructure that Africa needs to develop.
Mm-hmm.
Railroads, bridges, schools, hospitals. They're not there for free. They're there to make money.
Right, of course.
Okay? I mean, don't get it, let's not get it twisted. They're not doing it for charity.
It's not a charity organization.
No, they're not doing it for charity. They're doing it for profits. But
what's the difference between how
the difference is that now we have good transportation networks. We can move goods from the farms. People can travel. We have electricity. We have modern amenities. We have good hospitals and schools.
And you've got TikTok.
They're paid for with our natural resources by the Chinese. They are not there charitable. The difference is that the French, the Portuguese, And all the colonial, they left nothing, they left no infrastructure for us. They left nothing.
So
there were no hospitals,
right.
There were no schools, there were no bridges, there was no electricity. All they did was transportation from the farms to the seaport, from the mines to the seaport for export back to Europe for African natural resources. The difference between them, I mean, don't get me wrong. The Chinese are not there for charity. They are there to make money. But they have left us with infrastructure which we can add value and develop. Okay? They have left us with something rather than nothing. They have built roads, they have built bridges. They have built modern infrastructure while taking our mineral resources.
But
they're not doing it for charity. They're not doing it. It's not a charitable venture.
But are the Chinese partnering with countries? I mean, in the sense of like, is Nigeria, for example, sharing in the profits from these joint ventures, or is it kind of like we'll develop things, but we get to take the money or the gold?
That's a very good question. I mean, to be direct with the question, China has granted more loans to Africa. Okay? More loans to Africa. And China demands payments, of course. They're not there for nothing. They're not there for free. So my thought on this is that everybody is scrambling to come to Africa, not just the Chinese, but the Russians.
Russians definitely are trying to get in the action.
The whole world, yes. Australia, Brazil, everybody. Why? Because of the strategic minerals we have. The world needs us for development. Everybody. Especially with the Green Revolution. Our lithium, our cobalt, aluminium, all our mineral resources. Africa has got 40% of the world strategic minerals that is for development. So everybody is scrambling for Africa. So the question is not what they are taking. The question is us, Africans. How do we control what we have? Do we give it away for nothing? And they cut our things, like what is happening in Congo. There's a civil war going on. They've never ever had peace in Congo since they got independence.
Yeah, no, I know.
They've been fighting a civil war. And while we're fighting each other, they are busy cutting away our resources or stealing our things away at midnight. So it's not whether the Chinese, it's us. The responsibility falls on us. How do we manage?
So
how do we negotiate?
So again, it comes down to leadership, correct?
Exactly.
Right.
So my thing is that nobody is coming to Africa for charity, to give you for nothing. Everything happens, every nation on earth works for their national self-interest. National self-interest. Every nation in the world, without exception. Power politics. They'll get as much as they can to benefit them. They couldn't be bothered about you because the motivation is profits. Yeah. They want to make money. So that's, I think that's my position on these things, the way it is.
Okay. Well, it's fascinating, and I'd love to get you back and continue this conversation. It's been amazing having you on the show, and there's so much more I wish we had time to talk about, but time goes so fast. But thank you so much, Benny, for being on the program. And before you go, can you let people know if someone is listening and wants to get in touch with you, what's the best way? And say, for example, they want to donate to your charity.
Yes, please. I was going to say that, Chukudi is very important to me, my charity, That's my contribution to humanity. And everybody that is donating for Chukudi is doing a great deal, especially at this time of there's economic hardship all over the world, not just Even in America, there's people are going through a lot of hardship right now.
Is there a website for Chukudi? Fortunately, lost contact with Benny, but all right. Well, we're going to go to some music. This is another track from Benny Igwebe's playlist. This is a track called "Calm Down" by Rema.
Calm down. Yo, this your body, it puts in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, phantom. If I tell you, say I love you, no day for me, young girl, oh young girl. No, tell me, no, oh, 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 oh. Baby, gon' give me your lo, oh, 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 oh. You got me like, whoa, 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 whoa. Shawty gon' give me your lo, whoa, 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 whoa. I see this fine girl from my party, she wear yellow. Every other girl they do too much, but this girl mellow. Now in my fine situation, I go use they tell I'm mellow. Finally I find way to talk to the girl, but she ain't no one follow. Who you gonna phone for one? When you know I come for one, then I start to feel a bum one. But she dey give me small one. I know, say she's a bit pass it down one. But she feeling insecure, cause her friends go they come my light ring go on. Go they come my light ring go on. Baby, calm down. Yo, this your body, it puts in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, phantom. If I tell you, say I love you, no day for me, young girl, oh young girl. No, tell me, no, oh, 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 oh. Baby, gon' give me your lo, oh, 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 oh. You got me like, whoa, 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 whoa. Shawty gon' give me your lo, oh, 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 oh. As I reach my house, I see me got a small wall. As me, I wake up, now she did my mind don't walk. Day one, day two, one of you folk go was. Now so me, I go down, see me willing go up. As I start to the tell her, you know my heart it is. Baby girl, if you leave me, I don't go love again. Because you gave many girls, we put my heart for pain. Baby, you feel my pain. Baby, calm down. Yo, this your body, it puts in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, phantom. If I tell you, say I love you, no day for me, young girl, oh young girl. No, tell me, no, oh, 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 oh. Baby, gon' give me your lo, oh, 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 oh. You got me like, whoa, 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 whoa. Shawty gon' give me your lo, oh, 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 oh.
That was a track called "Calm Down" by Rema. I don't know if we have Benny still on the line here. Seem to have lost audio. So anyway, I'll give you more details, and if he can get back on, we'll talk to him. But for now, we'll just say goodbye. Anyway, I'm going to continue the show with some more music off of Benny's playlist here. This track is called "Lonely at the Top," and the artist's name. And this is all music that we call Afro beats. So we're going to play this track called "Lonely at the Top," and then later in the show, after we finish this playlist, I'll play some Fela Kuti. Is always a great place to start. You know, that's really like the music that broke through to the world with Nigerian music. But before that, "Lonely at the Top" by Asake.
It's lonely at the top. Money on my mind. Don't care what they yarning about me in particular. Call me. Out here on the road chasing my dream because I know chasing for me. Ololola de mango molo. Orokoto iti shomolo. If you want to let Jack come alone, need to find anybody na money I want. No they hear what the people they love. Want to get a shakeleti love. This love when I wanna get another one, I go take and do it in I love. Waiting you love, oh. No be waiting I love, oh. Waiting I love, I go do what with all my heart, oh. Go no be vodka. Mr. Money Ginger. But when I know the ways that Mr. Money Ginger. Just carry on, there be no time. Bad boy day, me I dey fine. And at the same time, me I dey high. Motor stand out, calm down, you go dey fine. Like fine wine, no decline. Sick about it, extraordinary things. Show me love, I go show you more. Bó ṣe ń ṣe, ọmọ yìí don tẹja, ṣerékélé mú fọ́ fáyé, mo ti fọ́ fáyé, yéyé. Ọlọ́ládé máa ń gbọ́mọ lọ, ọ̀rọ̀kọ̀tọ̀ ìdí ṣọ́mọ lọ. Ẹ fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ jẹ́ kó máa lọ, no dey find anybody na money I want. No dey hear wetin people dey talk, wọ́n ti gé àṣàkẹ́ létí lọ. This love una wanna get another one, I go take and do wetin I love, wetin you love, oh. No be wetin I love, oh. Waiting I love, I go do what with all my heart, oh. Go no be vodka. Mr. Money Ginger. But when I know the ways that Mr. Money Ginger.
That was Davido with a track called Unavailable. Again, from the playlist that my guest just last hour, Benny Igwebe, had sent to me. Anyway, the charity that Benny runs, is, just for the listeners, is called Chukudi, which is spelled Chukudi, and that's Benny's charity. So he's always looking for people to help out, either financially or otherwise. So you can do a search on there for that. If you just put in Chukudi in your YouTube, you'll see Benny's work and the things he's doing on the streets of Lagos, Nigeria, to help the poor and the poverty-stricken and the homeless. Speaking of people with something to say, and speaking of Nigerian music, one of the great artists to come out of Nigeria that kind of really got me into Afrobeat music, Nigerian music, along with King Sunny Ade but Fela Kuti is really kind of like the Bob Marley of Africa in many ways. He was an amazing musician, but he was also very politically minded. Got into some trouble with the authorities. He ended up in jail, but he left behind this incredible body of work. So I'm going to play one of my favorite tracks. This track is called Water Get No Enemy by Fela Kuti.
lawe, omi lo ma lo. If you want go wash, now water you go use. To ba fe sebe, omi lo ma lo. If you want cook soup, now water you go use. Tori bang bona omi le rore o. If your head is hot, now water go cool 'em. Tomo bandagba, omi lo ma lo. If your child they grow, water him go use. If water kill your child, now water you go use. No. Tomi back mama we, omi no lo ma lo. Go someone to le shake, oh ma lo mi oh. Nothing without water. Go someone to le shake, oh ma lo mi oh. They talk of black man power. Water. They talk of black power. I say, water no get enemy. If you fight them unless you won't die. I say water no get enemy. I say water no get enemy. Omi you love ta o. Omi you love ta o.
That was Fela Kuti with a track called Water Get No Enemy. Welcome back to the Long Way Round here on Radio Kingston, WKNY. I'm Malcolm Byrne, your host. What was I going to say? Well, I'm going to continue playing music from a great selection of tracks, the best of Fela Kuti. But before I play any further music, I just wanted to make a announcement. I've been participating with actually last week's guest, Randy Credico, who's organized a two big trucks with huge billboards on either side. They're driving around New York City, raising awareness for the plight of Julian Assange, just trying to sort of help people remember what his situation is. And his situation currently is that on Tuesday coming in the High Court in Britain, he is facing his final appeal. And if he doesn't win that appeal, it's quite likely that he will be extradited to the United States, which would probably mean the rest of his life in prison, and very likely he may not survive that ordeal given his state of health, and also the fact that, as one can imagine, having lived through the conditions that he is in, he's very much a suicide risk. So what we've been doing, well, mainly Randy really, is driving around the city. I've been going down to help out. But on Tuesday at noon, in front of the British consulate, which is at I think it's 855 2nd Avenue in New York City, we're going to be holding a rally to just support Julian, just to let the British know that we're watching, and we're watching closely. So for anybody who's listening and may be in New York City or wants to get down to New York City for that, we welcome as many people as possible. Anyway, back to the show. I'm going to play this next track. This is actually a track called Beasts of No Nation by Fela Kuti. And this track, there was a film that came out a couple of years ago, a fantastic film called Beasts of No Nation, about some of the civil strife and the tribal warfare that goes on, not specifically in Nigeria, but in many countries like Congo and so forth, where children are very much part of their army. You know, these child soldiers are kind of kidnapped and forced to do horrific things at the age of 6 and 7. So anyway, this is this track from, well, not from the film, but as the film was named after this, Beasts of No Nation, Fela Kuti.
Let's get now into another on the ground spiritual game. Just go to help me the answer. You go to say Ayakata. Oh yeah. Ó fẹ́ ṣe lù. Ayakata. Ó fẹ́ ṣe gbọ́n. Ayakata. Ó fẹ́ ṣe lù. Ayakata. Ó fẹ́ ṣe gbọ́n. Ayakata. Ó fẹ́ ṣe wọ̀n. Ayakata. Ó fẹ́ ṣe gbẹ̀n. Ayakata. 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 Ayakoto. Ayakata. Ayakiti. Ayakata. Ayakutu. Ayakata. Ó fẹ́ ṣe lù. Ayakata. Ó fẹ́ ṣe gbọ́n. Ayakata. Ó fẹ́ ṣe lù. Ayakata. Ó fẹ́ ṣe gbọ́n. Ayakata. Oh. Basket mouth won't start to leak again. Oh. Basket mouth won't open mouth again. Oh. I bet you don't forget to say I sing you. Basket mouth won't open mouth again. Oh. I sing you say I go open my mouth like basket yo. My land be akbere. Basket mouth won't open mouth again. Basket mouth won't start to leak again. Basket mouth won't open mouth again. I bet you don't forget to say I sing you. Basket mouth won't open mouth again. I sing you say I go open my mouth like a basket yo. My land will be akbere. Basket mouth won't open mouth again. Basket mouth won't start to leak again. Basket mouth won't open mouth again. Fella, what do you go sing about you? Never worry me. Fella, what do you go sing about you? Never worry me. Fella, what you go sing about you? Never worry me. Don't go worry me, worry me. Worry, 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 worry. Never worry me. They want to make us sing about the prison. Never worry me. Don't go worry me, worry me. Worry, worry, all over the town. Never worry me. They want to know about the prison life. Never worry me. Don't go worry me, worry me. Worry, worry, all over the town. Never worry me. They want to make us sing about the prison. Never worry me. Then go worry me, worry me, worry, 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 worry. Never worry me. They want to know about the prison life. Never worry me. Then go worry me, worry me, worry, 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 worry. Never worry me. Fella, what did you go sing about you? Never worry me. Then go worry me, worry me, worry, 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 worry. Never worry me. The time we are there for prison, I call am inside world. The time we are the outside prison, I call am outside world. Like this world, not be outside the world. Not be outside the police day. Not be outside the soldier day. Not be outside the court them day. Not be outside the magistrate day. Not be outside the judge them day. Now Chris Wall be that, not be outside Buhari day. Now Chris Man be that, and the man in Chris Man's skinny. Now Chris Wall be that, not be outside the Diago day. Now Chris Man be that, and the man in Chris Man's skinny. Now Chris Wall be that, not be outside and they find me guilty. Not be outside and jail me 5 years. I no do nothing. Not be outside them judge they beg you. Now Chris Wall be that. Now Chris Wall be that. Not be outside them kill them students. So where to Zari and Ife. Now Chris Wall be that. Now Chris Wall be that. Not be outside all this day happen.
Na crazy wallaby daddy yo. 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 Make you hear this one. War against indiscipline you. The Nigerian government you. Them they talk you. My people are useless. My people are senseless. My people are indiscipline. The Nigerian government you. Them they talk me that. My people are useless. My people are senseless. My people are indiscipline. I never heard that before. Make government talk you. My people are useless, my people are senseless, my people are indiscipline. The Nigerian government, you, them they talk be that. Which kind talk be that, you? The grace talk be that, you. The animal talk be that, you. The animal talk be that, you. For them, they hold meeting everywhere. Who them reach America? These guys the leaders, you now for them. Them hold meeting everywhere. Who them reach America? Them call the place to United Nations. Yeah, oh, another animal talk. Waiting united inside United Nations. Who and who unite for United Nations? No be the Atasha and Argentina Day. No be the Aragon and Libya Day. Israel versus Lebanon. Iranian versus Iraqi. East-West block versus West block East. No be that them the United Nations. This United Nations. One veto vote is equal to 92 or more. We can sense be that you know animal sense. We can sense be that you know animal sense. Them go all meet you, them go start yap human beings. Animal talk, don't start again. Dash them human rights. Them go all meet you, them go start yap human beings. Animal talk, don't start again. Dash them human rights. How animal go know say they don't born me a slave? How animal go know say slave trade don't pass? And they want dash us human rights. Animal must talk to human beings. Give them human rights. I beg you, make you hear me well. I beg you, make you hear me very well. Human rights, not my property. So therefore, you can can dash me my property. Human rights, now my property. They want dash us human rights. Some people say, why are they talk like this? Not be talk like this, them take to carry me, go prison, yo. Not be me, they talk. Now Prime Minister Botha, they talk, yo. Not be me, they talk. Now Prime Minister Botha, they talk, yo. Him say, this uprising will bring out the peace in us.
This uprising will bring out the peace in
Him
us.
say, this uprising will bring out the peace in us.
This uprising will bring out the peace in
Him
us.
say, this uprising will bring out the peace in us.
This uprising will bring out the peace in us.
Give me KK, my argument. Both are not friend to Dasha and Reagan. Both are not friend to some other leaders too. And together they want dash us human rights. Animal want dash us human rights. Animal can't dash me human rights. Animal can't dash us human rights. As you see them, the different disguise them they oh. Animal in human skin, animal in put to tayo, animal in wear a brother, animal in put to suto. Peace of the nations, it make a bad society.
Peace of the nation, peace of the nation, go to
Society.
Peace of the nation,
Not bad society.
peace of the nation, go to
Not bad society.
Peace of the nation,
Not bad society.
peace of the nation, go to Peace of the nation, peace of the nation, go to Peace of the nation, peace of the nation, go to Peace of the
ladies and gentlemen, we got to wrap it up. This is a good show. It's a lot of fun talking to Benny Igwebe, and I'm sure we'll have another great guest next week, and if not, we'll just play some good music. Well, gotta go. Stay tuned for Nick Pankin with Freedom Highway coming up right at the top of the hour. And if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, we'll see you next week. Thank you.